Okay, here's all the old junk papers that I pulled out to do the Get Messy part for BBBash. So here's all my papers. I pulled out stuff, and I had to stop myself because I have so many things. I've been doing a mixed media for forever. I really like these Ganzai Tambi graphite colors. They're watercolor, but they're kind of grungy looking, so they're really fun. And then some implements to move paint and junk around, put all that, got my little roller, pulled out some stencils, some bubble wrap, makes fun designs. I've got paint, and I've got India inks. I've got all kinds of paints. I've got Golden High Flow, got some of those out, got some of Dina Wakley's paint. Hopefully this works. That stuff is so old. And definitely I pulled out and found my charcoal pencils and China markers and a big woody that I have. So that's all my stuff. So most of this video is just going to be, you get to watch. I'm not going to really talk. I'm not going to tell you what I'm thinking. I'm just going to show you how I love to make lots of messy papers. So the secret to the way BB Brooke does this is you just throw all the papers out there. They're covering over each other. This is so unlike scrapbooking, junk journaling, okay, where I have everything planned in advance. You just kind of throw them out there. The first thing that she starts with, and I do too, is you just take your charcoal pen and just start, well, okay, that's already out, so we'll just do this one. We'll do a big stabila. And you just kind of go over. Look, see what I'm doing? I'm just making marks. So we're starting with mark making. Pretend that you're writing. You're definitely getting messy. And what you can't see is I actually have on an apron, because I always wore an apron because I love to just get my hands messy, wipe them on myself. You know, let's clear this up. This is too big. And I even pulled out some digitals because I thought, well, what the heck? I can play with those. I didn't do digitals before. Let's see if we got enough marks on things. And this is some stuff from Temu, so pull that stuff out too. Okay, let's say that that's the first thing that we're going to do. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to kind of, let's just put some water on that because you're going to find out what happens to it. I said I wasn't going to talk, but I guess I am going to share a little bit of stuff, right? Okay, so now what you can do is, because you put that, oh, the woody doesn't go. Okay, I just used the wrong one, but it's okay. It's okay. Look, some of it will get messy, and that's cool. So you need a little spray bottle water in case you don't have it. You see how I'm just randomly moving stuff around is all we're gonna do. We're just making some marks and moving it around. Okay, my next step, you know what I wanna do? I am going to use these Ganzai because I wanna show you how kind of cool they are. They're a graphite watercolor. See, look at the intense color, how fun it is. But then of course, if I do this, look, see what happens? So, like I said, they're very intense when you first put it down. So now I'm going to go over this. We'll use some of that's the green. Let's use the other shades, because I've got 6 shades in there. Oh, now this is fun because it's a plastic coated thing. It's not going to sit on there. That's okay. Look, we're just going to go like this. We'll just mess it onto the other things. Okay, let's get some color over here. So if it's too much color, look what happens. Here's what you do. You mop it up with another piece of paper. Ooh, I like that. See how that got really fun? Let me see. We're going to do that, and then we're going to take this, and we're going to, look, see how you make that fun smudging? And I can just go like that on it too. Now we've got some fun things going on. Okay, let's move those out of the way. Here, let's put some more red on here. Now these are definitely like brownish, grungy colors. So if that's not your color scheme, then you don't want to get this one. Let's get some of this over there. And they're watercolors, so you put some on and then you wet it. See, and then you just kind of move it around is what we're going to do. So when you're doing this, you're not planning ahead. You're not thinking, how am I going to use this? I have to make this beautiful thing on the sheet. That is not what you are doing. You are just mark making. It's all we're doing here, okay? That's why there's no thought process involved in this, because we're just making marks. We're not planning a page. We're not planning what we're going to do with it at the end. Okay, let's see. And this is actually one of my jelly plate pages. So I pulled one of those out, and I thought that might be kind of fun to add more stuff to it, right? And then these are just little leftover pieces. So we've got some marks going on there. And I put a bunch of paint out, but I'm not using the paint yet. I wanted to use just lots of water and some of the watercolor. Let's see what color this is. Ooh, that's like a purple color. And you can do it on both sides, right? You can make marks on both sides of your papers, because you never know which side you're gonna like. Okay, let's do that and just put that down somewhere. Yep, that's working good. Let's put some more stuff on the back of this. 'Cause you, like I said, you don't know what you're going to end up working with. Let's put some, ooh, some green. Yes. And how about if we take this, mop it with that. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so I'm just starting to get some marks laid down. Look at this cool green. Let's do that one. Definitely have little scrap pieces, because you never know where you could use those when you put this together. Ooh, I love that. Well, that was quite fun. I forgot how much I enjoy mixed media. So this is for the BBBash, and her first prompt was get messy. And I love how she does that. Now, get messy to me is really make a bunch of marks. So what you're doing is you're grabbing lots of pieces of paper, different sizes, different colors, different textures, and all that kind of stuff. You literally throw it in a big old pile, which you saw in the beginning of the video. And then you just start making marks all over is all you do. And then I repeated certain colors. So let me just show you what I ended up using. I used Dina Wakley's turquoise and umber for my brown. I used this Ganzai Tambi graphite colors. I really like that. That gave it a really good, they're real grungy. Used some black. And then I had these in my stash. This was green, what's it called? Quinacridone rose and greenish yellow. And I used that in there. And then, like I said, I added the turquoise. Now, I got out a lot more stuff. I got out my magenta, didn't do that. I may do some more papers, but let me just quickly show you. So if you look at the big papers, now, everybody asks, well, what are you going to do with all these? That's not what you're doing. You're just creating. You're allowing yourself to be free to just making marks. You don't put it on the paper and then go, oh, well, now it needs this and needs that. That's not the stage that we're in. And so in the end, I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these pieces and I'm probably going to make on a big ring and make like tag things in pieces, and I'm going to add fabric and fibers. And so you have to come back and watch the rest of how I do this, because I've done this before. This is not something brand new to me. So it's at the end is when you pull everything together. Okay. So that's why Get Messy, evidently in the Facebook group, a lot of people are having a problem. Like, what do you do? And whatever. It's just having fun. So look, so here's a couple big pages. I actually had more small than I had big. Just a piece of clear. And of course that's stuck on there, but that's okay. So see, that was just, you know, that's the watercolor on there. I think they came out cool. This is actually a piece that I've done from a, when I was using my gel plate. This is just a piece that I had in my stash. And then these were, this paper were actually digitals that I printed from one of my kits. So that was fun. So showing you that you can take digitals and you can turn them into these really fun papers. And then look at all these fun little pieces. Now, what would you do with this? Okay, well, let's pretend I cut this down. I'm going to make a tag. And then I could add this across it, or like this, or I can make it hanging. So there's so many things. It's just fun getting creative. This was really fun. I pulled this out of my stash. I had a couple pieces of paper from the Catholic Missal, and I thought that might be really fun. This just piece of white. And then at Dollar Tree, I bought these receipt books, so I pulled a bunch of those out. This is just a piece of leftover manila folder. Here's a piece of music paper. I love to use graph paper. I just think it's so much fun because you're not starting with white. These are sold at Dollar Tree too. These are just time cards. They're fun to use. Here's just a piece of white cardstock, another piece of that paper. This is actually a piece from, Timu, when I bought this stuff like 2 years ago, when I just needed some inserts. So it's just some music paper from them and some more stuff. So you get the point. It's just have fun. Do repetitive mark making. Keep to a couple colors and just make a lot of marks and have a lot of fun. And have a big pile of stuff at the end. I hope you like this video. I hope you enjoy my channel. Definitely come back because I'm a faith artist. So, of course, I'm going to turn all this into faith. It's going to be something about faith. So I printed off some of my Bible verses from some of my kits that I print on clear sticker paper. So when I put this little thing together that I think I'm going to make, I'm going to add Bible verses all over it. So we're going to add faith to this. So make sure you come back.